Our hay is ready to be baled. Yay! This is the final stage in the haymaking process, so join us so you can see what happened. Hello and welcome back to the Natural Willy YouTube channel. I'm Marianne and I'm passionate about helping you to heal your horse mind, body and soul, naturally. Now today is the final stage in our haymaking process, so the hay is being baled. Oh, I'm so excited for you to see this. This is the final step. It's got the biggest and loudest machinery, and it's the culmination of all the hard work that we've done in growing the hay in the past year. Also, make sure you stay to the end so you can see what happens when we open all the gates to all of the fields and see what the horses think when we set them free. I always get so excited when this stage happens. What John is doing here is that he's collecting the hay and rowing it up. So that means that he's putting them into defined rows that are perfect for him to bale, and this is the perfect time for us to get an idea of whether we've got more hay than last year. Just doing a check and a nose at how much hay we had, and of course I can't do it alone, and had the assistance of both Pagan and Little Spring, and of course I also had a dog toy in my hand because the dog had left his toy in the gateway, which John would have unfortunately had to have driven over. And having a closer inspection of the hay and the height of it, you can see that it's above my knee level, which gives you an idea of how tall it is, because I'm about 5'10" and it's taller than my knee when it's been rowed up. We spoke to John just after he had rowed everything up, and he said that there was some corners and some edges that he was unable to get all of the stray hay from. So he suggested that we go around with a rake, and he'd be back in a few hours to then bale. It was hard work, but it was very beneficial, as we know that we've got everything we could out of the field. I'm busy raking spare stray hay from the sides and out of ditches. It is boiling freaking hot, and all I want to do is jump in the water hole. Oh no, I'm melting. And of course, being the green witch that I am, I just had to take my wellies off, not to mention the fact that my feet were absolutely sweating. John actually appeared far faster than he said he would. We weren't going to stop him. It does take several hours to bale everything, and it was so hot. So here he is on his first pass, and you'll see that the baler picks up the hay at the front, bales it up and puts a string around it, and then it comes off on that conveyor at the back into the cages, and when the cage has 8 bales in, it releases at the back. So to make sure that we've got space, we have to move some of the old hay out of the way to put the new hay down. So that means we move all of the old hay to the side so that we can use those separately whilst the new hay cures within the barn. To help us with putting the bales into the barn, we have Blanche. Now Blanche is a Blanchly Stacky, which is a hay lift effectively. You put the hay on one end, a conveyor belt pushes it up to the top so it can be taken off from a height to save you from having to lift hay all the way up a haystack, which can be a lot of hard work and very tiring. And being Blanche broke last year, we had to fix it quickly before we could use her this year. Now we were just repairing a link, didn't take too long, and we had her ready to rock and roll when we had everybody here to then take all the hay in. This is the hardest work that we do throughout the year, bringing in all the bales, because we've got to get them in before any of the rain hits, so we are always fighting the clock to get them in. Now some people do pay other people to bring in their hay for them, but we need to save every penny we have buying in additional hay, so we do this ourselves. It's also a point of pride that we are able to do this. Now we might not be able to make the hay, but we can damn well get it in. And we can also stack the hay barn how we like it, which we know then it's safe. Over the years I've learned how to stack the hay, and it is a great mind puzzle to make sure that you've stacked it so that the entire stack interlocks both layers and within the same layer as well. And it is always great to have help, and here is Alona. She is so helpful to us, one of my kickboxing buddies, and yeah, we had great fun bringing it in. And here she is driving our tractor, which is nicknamed Bessie. She had great fun driving Bessie, and yeah, it was a great treat to have her. It made bringing in the hay a lot faster and so much fun to have somebody that was just so full of joy. And we had a song and dance, as you'll see soon. And obviously the dog helps us as well, bless him. He goes everywhere and absolutely loves this time of year because everybody's out doing things. Here we go, cranking Blanche up, getting her ready to rock and roll. Once we get to a certain height, that's when we'll need her. At the low levels she's not particularly helpful, but the higher levels she is necessary. So you see some of last year's hay at the front there. We're stacking further to the back, and Blanche will help us stack on top of there. And I'm actually stood on some of the old hay as well, and last year we got all the way up to that door, so we'll see where we get to this year. Getting the hay in isn't a quick process. It took us about 10 hours between the four of us to get it all in, and we took 2 days to do it. It was back-breaking work, but we really enjoyed it. And here we are with Blanche, getting the hay off the back of the trailer. And yeah, you can see how helpful she is and how much effort, how much work she's saving us. That is, of course, when she's working. She does have the odd hiccup here and there. She's allowed to, she's an old girl, and my dad has the knack of sorting her out. So that's it. All of the hay is now in. Oh, as you've seen, it is hard work, and as I say, it took 10 hours for us to get in all the bales of hay out of all the fields. So, the final moment, the number you'd be waiting for, we had 492 bales off about 6 acres worth of fields. Now last year we had 388, so we're really happy that the fertilisation programme that we had in place has helped. That's something I'm going to take further forward this year as well, so I'll take you on that journey with me, so stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed and you click the little bell icon so you get a notification as soon as all the future videos are up. So now it's that exciting time where we open all of the gates and let the horses free to go wherever they choose. Now this is my favourite part after all the hard work and blood, sweat and tears to get everything in. This is the most fun, watching them charge around and have a great time in as much space as they choose. This is the only time of year where I do this because the grass is in shock from having been chopped, so there's very little sugars in it straight after it's been cut, so it's a real treat for them, a once a year kind of thing. So stay tuned so you can see a little snippet, and the full video will be out for you next week, so make sure you're subscribed, as I say, so that you can see that video as soon as it comes up. Don't forget to check out the Facebook page, join the Facebook group, and also check us out on Instagram. We're naturally_Willa for virtually daily updates on the herd, and I'll see you next week. Bye!